Okay, everyone, a very good afternoon to all of you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, Pawan. Okay, so as communicated earlier, today is the first day of our weekly session, and I'm really very excited because now we'll have some really very exciting topics to discuss. As communicated earlier, today there will be some unfolding of some mysteries. What is the secret to understanding the mysteries of Bhagavad Gita? All will be discussed here. And today we'll be having a very special person. You all know, you have been with them, and he's a very wonderful person. He can share so much strategic insights into all these things. So we'll have Kushal sir joining with us in a few moments, and I'm waiting for him only. And meanwhile, I'll just brief you about the next series after Discover Yourself, which we are going to host for all of you. So let me just share my screen. All right. So here you can see that the next series after the Discover Yourself is going to be the Positive Thinker series. So what are the contents of the Positive Thinker series? We'll have these sessions, as today we are going to have one of them called the Spirit of Bhagavad Gita. And to tell us more about this, I think we have Akshay sir. Akshay sir, Akshay sir, are you there? All right, so I think Akshay sir will also join in a few moments, but today he'll brief you a lot about the positive thinker. So these are the things that you will be having: the divine guide, the spirit of Bhagavad Gita, an ideal disciple, reincarnation, and perfection. So we'll have a good amount of discussion, and we'll get to know more and more about Bhagavad Gita in this thing. And believe me, when I was having this positive thinker series going on, I was so thrilled to know more and more about the facts of life, about how a person should live. तो मुझे तो बहुत मजा आया था. एंड आई थिंक अक्षय सर आपको और अच्छे से इसके बारे में बता सकते हैं. सो आई एम जस्ट वेटिंग फॉर अक्षय सर. Meanwhile, Kushal sir will also join us. Let's see. And I'm really very excited for today also. And one more thing, at the end of today's session, like after the talk of Kushal sir, we'll be having some really wonderful and some really extremely important announcements. So please stay tuned, and please at least attend those announcements because they will be very helpful for progressing ahead. Hare Krishna. Okay, I wanted to know one thing meanwhile from all of you. Like we floated the poster of this session last night. So was it like clearly informed through the medium of the poster that you will be having a session today at 12:30? Was it clearly communicated through the poster?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Like
Yes,
below of the
sir.
poster, it
Yeah,
was
sir.
mentioned 7 February 12:30. Like that, it was mentioned. So
Yeah.
we got it.
So I hope there was no confusion. Like in case अगर कोई confusion आता है poster के माध्यम से, then हम लोग कुछ और उसके मतलब plan कर सकते हैं, because we thought poster is going to attract more, so that we thought poster would be a better option. तो इसीलिए I thought maybe poster would be better.
Sir, I have not received any poster, but I joined because you have given link.
Oh, you didn't receive the poster, huh? Okay.
Yeah, sir.
Let
Sir,
me.
you have sent the link, then I can join. And you also call.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that is why sometimes it may be happening like that. It may be possible that we might have forgotten to forward you the posters. That is why हम लोग ensure करते हैं कि we do call and say once at least, so that you do not miss out on these vital sessions. इतने important sessions है ना, that's why.
Sir, you do not require to post this poster. Ayush has sent me. just now.
All right. Okay. So received from Ayush. Yes. Okay, I'll just play the tune. I think you all were liking it. Was that tune amazing? आप लोग
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
अच्छा,
Quite in.
okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Quite
Yes, sir.
interesting.
Let me play it till
Yes, sir.
Sir joins us. Okay, we are joined by Akshay sir also. So Akshay sir has kindly taken out his time again. Thank you so much, Akshay sir, for joining with us today. And just as I was discussing about the positive thinker course with all of them. So I remember in my first year also we had this wonderful course, and I request you also to please share about the positive thinker course with all of them. So I'll just share my screen, and they all can have a glimpse of this poster also.
Yeah, sure, Gaurav. Yeah, maybe you can start. I will add in between if something is required.
Yeah, so I was discussing with them that this after the Discover Yourself series, we have a Positive Thinker series in which we have all these. We'll get to know about these spiritual topics more and more. So today's topic, as we had discussed, was going to be one amongst these. This was the spirit of Bhagavad Gita, and which is also termed as a secret for understanding the mysteries behind Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah.
So today we'll get to know how Bhagavad Gita is a kind of password protected book and what is the password to crack it.
Yeah.
So, sir, you can tell more about this topic.
Yeah, actually, we have a speaker for today, Mr. Kushal Vaishnav sir. Mostly, he will be the right person to tell. But I'll tell briefly what actually it is. That friends, as like he just my friend told, na Gaurav, he told that how Bhagavad Gita is a book which is password, which is having a password to open it. Actually, why it is? Because so many people in the world they have access to Bhagavad Gita, but they are not able to access the real confidential knowledge inside it, or how to take maximum benefit of it. So that I think will be shared today by Kushal Vaishnav sir very amazingly. In fact, I would like to tell about sir few things. You have to say something else also, Gaurav?
No, I just want to listen more about Kushal, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, friends, like all of you, today I could see almost 28 of you are there with me now. I could see Avinash, Ayush, Atul, Amit, Chirag, Deepak, Divyanshu, Gyan, Karthik. Many of you I already know also. Personally, we have spent a very good time together. So now, if you see, friends, that in our society there is a great need of people. Actually, there is a great need of people uh, who can give proper direction to the lives of like so many like other people based on Shabd Praman, means based on Shastras. If we can have direction based on that, then we can really make a very beautiful use of our time, of our life, and we can go in right direction first of all. And you see how it used to happen in the previous ages. Previously, we used to have a system. There was a class which was called Brahmanas. Like you might have heard Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, like that. Previously, in the Vedic system, when Brahmanas used to be there, they used to be the class which used to guide people like that. And similarly, the Kshatriyas who used to do the administration, they used to take guidance from the Brahmanas, and that's how the entire society, everyone actually in the society used to be very happy. That is why our Indian culture and our country India was wealthy in every respect. Like if you remember those quotes that there has not been a single beggar in the entire length and in the entire breadth of our country. Why it was? Because the guidance was so proper. So if somehow in our life we can get a right guidance, then the execution makes sense like that. So similarly, we have with us Kushal Vaishnav sir. In fact, sir is one of them who has dedicated his life in learning the spiritual wisdom and sharing it with everyone. In fact, sir has great faith in all the spiritual principles, and he has a very deep knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, various Upanishads, like that. In fact, I myself in my life has received great guidance from sir. Sir has been a source of guidance in so many of the situations in my life, be it ups, downs, like that. In fact, in our own college, in like our college MNIT, so many different teachers, so many professors, they take direct guidance from sir actually, based on spiritual matters and how we can improve in our life and things like that. In fact, sir has helped all of us also. Like we have been the speakers for all of you now. This Discover Yourself workshop. Me, I was there. Tushar was there, and like Abhinav sir was there. So all of us, we have got a very systematic guidance from sir how to present these different seminars, these topics to the students. And I have taken these seminars, these workshop for most of the colleges in our UP. Like I have taken workshop for IIT Kanpur, IIT BHU, then IIT Lucknow, HPTU Kanpur, and then our college is also there, IIT Roorkee is there, like that. So why I was able to do so much and in such a systematic way? Because I already received very good guidance from sir, from Kushal Vaishnav sir, like that. In fact, sir also used to come to our college sometimes. We used to call sir for different seminars for all the students, maybe first year, second year, third year, final year, like that. And sir, actually all of us are very fortunate because for this entire month, for these 3-4 sessions, next weekly sessions, sir will be there with us to take all those sessions. He has kindly agreed. Actually, we have been thinking that there should be someone, because these topics which we are going to take now in the weekly sessions are very crucial. Like that topic for today itself is the spirit of Bhagavad Gita, and then we have got reincarnation in more depth, and what are the qualities of a disciple, spiritual master, and all that. These are very deep topic actually, and who can be a better speaker for them than Kushal sir? So he has kindly agreed for all of us. In fact, I would like to say to each one of you, please make best use of this opportunity. Take, if you have any questions, you can ask all your questions here actually. Any question, be it of any spiritual depth, like that. And even your personal questions, maybe some problem you are facing, and all that also can be discussed. But definitely, he's the right person to answer all of them. And I'm very happy that I got the fortune to introduce sir to all of you. Although he has already taken few sessions previously. If you remember the session of Vedas, sir has taken the glories of Vedas. And then if God is one, then why so many like religions are there? So he has already been there with us. But for these few weeks, maybe next 2-3 more times for these weekly sessions, he'll be there with us. So I would like to welcome sir. I think sir has already joined. Yeah. We have now, sir has already joined now, Gaurav?
Yeah, he's about to join. He's about to join.
Okay.
I had a chat with him. He's about to join.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, friends. So I just wanted to say, make best use of this opportunity. You can ask as many questions as you want of any spiritual depth to sir. And in these topics itself will going to be very interesting, like that. So sir is there with us. Welcome, sir. We are all ready to hear.
Oh, thank you so much. My good fortune to be amongst all of you again. You are very kind to me to give me opportunity to be with all of you. And indeed, I was thrilled to see the videos which I got to see, or like some of the people. If I remember, I think who is Karthikeya? Is he there? Karthikeya?
Karthik.
Yeah, I think one was the Karthikeya and Nitesh also. The video was very beautiful. I got to see. Are they there?
Yes, sir. I
Sure,
think.
Sir, I'm here, Nitesh.
Okay, I will be very happy if I can see your faces.
Yes.
Nitesh, oh, I saw your video. Amazing. You have made a very brilliant video.
Thank you, sir.
So much. Wonderful, actually. Same way I saw about Chirag. I think another was Chirag also, right? Chirag is there. Chirag and Karthikeya and Sahil. I got to see their videos. If they are there, please just switch on your videos. I would really love to see all of your faces. Chirag is there? Okay, Sahil is there.
Yes, sir.
And I think Divyanshu also, no? One video of Divyanshu was also there. I don't know which Divyanshu Agarwal maybe, I think. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sahil.
Yeah, you have spoken about IQSQ, right? Huh?
Yes, sir.
I think
Yes,
Nitesh video was about this soul, the scientific proofs for the soul. It was very beautifully brought out.
Yes.
I really appreciate that. Wonderful.
Yes, sir. Akshat sir explained it really well to us.
Oh,
That's how we could make it.
okay. You have really made a very brilliant video, actually. Thank you. Thank you, Sahil. Very happy to see your videos.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
so we'll begin our session. What?
Yes.
Okay, so good afternoon, let us say. Good afternoon to all of you. It's a Sunday afternoon time. And I'm very sure that many of you may have some other plans also, but still you have taken out priority to have your weekly session. So I'm very grateful to all of you for making yourself available, and we'll try to do some good justice with all of you, and for the next 45 minutes or so. So the topic which we have to speak today is the topic of the password, how to understand the spirit of Bhagavad Gita. So let me just share my screen. Yeah. Yes. So am I properly audible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir, you are audible.
Okay. Thank you so much. Just give me a minute. Yeah. So you're able to see the slide.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. So the topic for today's discussion is the secret password for understanding the mysteries of Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So this is a course called as a Positive Thinker course or the series, and all of you are finished with your Discover Yourself workshop. And after that workshop, that is like a basic foundation you get to have, And after that, this is another series of the sessions which we generally have in other different places, where you get to learn little more from the Bhagavad Gita, some more other truths about Bhagavad Gita. So this is a very interesting topic. You see, in this world, many people, they know about Bhagavad Gita. Actually, you'll find, especially Indians, almost everyone is aware about Bhagavad Gita. So and Bhagavad Gita is there in many of people's home. Many people have Bhagavad Gita. Many people knows about shlokas. So, but we will find that not everyone is able to understand Bhagavad Gita fully. And what is the proof? That we will not find any tangible transformation in their life, in their behavior. So today we are going to learn about how we can approach Bhagavad Gita in a way that we'll be able to get full benefit of Bhagavad Gita, so that we can fully understand the message of the Bhagavad Gita, and that can bring transformation in our life. So there's a need of some particular password to be able to understand Bhagavad Gita. Just like you see, like suppose you have your laptops and computers. So now one may have a very wonderful system with oneself. One may have a very wonderful laptop with very good configuration. Now, but suppose if he forgets the password, then what, the whole data may be there, the whole software may be there in the system, but he is not able to have access to that, to the system. Why? Because of the password. So password is very, very crucial. If one has password, then only one can have access to the content. The same way, if you want to learn Bhagavad Gita in our life, if you want to learn, there are very wonderful principles spoken in Bhagavad Gita, and all the more for the modern man. In the modern times, we find that how people are, there's a cutthroat competition all around. People are running here and there, and life has become very fast. There's a lot of stress, there's a lot of tension, there's a lot of anxiety, and people find great difficulty to make proper choices in their life, and people struggle with the relationships. So actually all those aspects of life, if you want to balance our life, if you want to if you want to live our life in a balanced way, and we want to have a meaningful life, then we need to have guidance from the Bhagavad Gita actually. And that's why many people have been able to appreciate Bhagavad Gita. Even since time immemorial, many people have, they have appreciated Bhagavad Gita. If you talk about politicians, we know about Mahatma Gandhi, we know about Radha Krishnan. If you talk about scientists, some of the very great scientists of all the times, Albert Einstein, Oppenheimer, they were all, appreciators of Bhagavad Gita. And apart from it, many other philosophical people also. So we find that how Bhagavad Gita has been appreciated by the modern man also, understanding that how the wisdom of Bhagavad Gita can help us to solve all the problems of our life. So today we'll try to learn that how we can approach the Bhagavad Gita, how we can read the Bhagavad Gita in a way that the message of the Bhagavad Gita can come in our life and can transform our life. Okay, so that we'll try to discuss in next slides. So you see, you know, जो पूरा जो हमारा Vedic knowledge है, it is very, very vast. Like one of the times we have discussed, if you remember, we have 4 Vedas, and each of the Vedas, they are all containing lakhs of the shlokas. And this Vedic knowledge is directly coming from the Supreme God. That's why it's an absolute knowledge. It does not change with time. There's no contamination. There's no adulteration. If we properly understand that knowledge from the right sources, from the right parampara, that is called as a Shabda Praman. So if we learn from the right source, and if we will try to apply in our life, then we can see ourselves, we can experience that knowledge in our life. So see, the Vedic knowledge is very, very vast. There are so many Upanishads, there are so many Puranas, there are so many Vedas, so many shlokas. and it may not be possible for anyone to go through all of them and to come out with some conclusions. But God is very merciful that He has provided us the essence of all that Vedic knowledge and that manual for life. Bhagavad Gita is called as a manual for life. It is a book which can teach us about how to lead our life in this world. So the essence of all the Vedic knowledge is given in the Bhagavad Gita. And it is also mentioned in many places across the different Shastras about the glory of Bhagavad Gita, that how Bhagavad Gita is the essence, how Bhagavad Gita is the most crucial of all the other Vedic literatures. So we'll try to show you some of the shlokas related to that, okay? Uh, So like it says, so this called as a Gita Mahatmya. एक प्रॉपर बुक है जिसका नाम है गीता महात्म्य जो लिखा है उसमें बहुत सारे श्लोकास दे रखे हैं जिसमें गीता के ग्लोरीज को बताया गया है सो लाइक दिस श्लोका सेज मल निर्मोचनम पुंसाम जल स्नानम दिने दिने सकृत गीतामृत स्नानम संसार मल नाशनम. So what it says, one may cleanse himself daily by taking a bath in the water, but if one takes a bath even once in the sacred Ganges water of Bhagavad Gita, for him the dirt of mental life is altogether vanquished. तो हम हर दिन बात लेते हैं अपनी बॉडी को क्लीन करने के लिए. तो इट इज बीइंग मेंशन्ड हियर कि कैसे if somebody will dive into the water of Bhagavad Gita, means if somebody will dive into the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, then all the material dirt which we have, all of us have some dirty things in our heart in the form of lust, anger, greed, all this dirtiness which makes our life hell. So those can get cleansed just if we once dive into the knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita. This is the beauty of the water of the Bhagavad Gita, that it can completely clean all kinds of dirt which is there in our hearts. Same way, another place it is being mentioned, there's a very famous shloka. See, यहाँ पे एक बहुत अच्छा सुंदर picture भी दे रखा है, You will find Krishna is there. There's a cow. There's Krishna. There's a calf, and Krishna is milking the cow. So this is the shloka where it says, "Sarvo Upanishado Gavo Dogdha Gopala Nandanaha Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gitamritam Mahat." So what it is being mentioned? This Gita Upanishad, this Bhagavad Gita, it is the essence of all the Upanishads, and it is just like a cow. And Lord Krishna, who is famous as the cowherd boy, is milking this cow. Arjuna is just like a calf, and the learned scholars and the pure devotees are to drink the nectarine milk of Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna is a cowherd boy, जो ग्वाला होता है. So Krishna is anyways a gwala, you'll find. So Krishna is a gwala, and this Bhagavad Gita is compared to the cow. Cow is, because Bhagavad Gita contains the essence of all the literatures. And Arjuna is compared as a calf. जो बछड़ा होता है बछड़ा क्या करता है, गाय के दूध को पीता है. So जो दूध होता है गाय का वो एसेंस होता है. तो वैसे जो नॉलेज है गीता की वो भी एसेंस है, और उसको कौन मिल्किंग कर रहे हैं, कौन है? Like you will find Krishna is speaking this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, and who is hearing that knowledge? Arjuna is hearing that knowledge. So this is another glorification of Gita, that how, and this knowledge is meant for everyone, for all the people of this world. And this is a very famous shloka. This is by Shankaracharya, who was a great acharya of one time. So he says a very beautiful shloka. Ekam shastram devaki putra geetam eko devo devaki putra eva eko mantra tasya namani yani karmapi ekam tasya devasya seva. What it says, he's telling one point formula. He's telling that let there be only one thing. So first thing he says, ekam shastram devaki putra geetam. Let there be no more literatures. Let there be no more scriptures. We find that there are so many varieties of scriptures. So many, even in our Sanatana Dharma also, we have varieties of Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads and Puranas and Vedas. So he's telling that there's no need of all these different literatures. There's a need of only one literature, and it is sufficient. And what is that? It is Devaki Putra Geetam. Who is Devaki Putra? Krishna. And Gita means his song. So Bhagavad Gita is a song of Krishna. It is a song of God. That is the meaning of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagwan ka Geet, उसे बोलते हैं Bhagavad Gita, So he's telling that let there be only one literature, spiritual literature, which that should be Bhagavad Gita. And then he says, Eko Devo Devaki Putra Eva. There's no need of so many varieties of God. Let there be only one supreme God. And what is that supreme God? Devaki Putra Eva. That is Supreme Krishna only. Eko mantras tasya namani yani. Let there be only one mantra. That is this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. And karmapi ekam tasya devasya seva. He says that let there be only one activity for all of us. That is to serve Krishna. So likewise, we'll find that there's a lot of glorification of Bhagavad Gita spoken in the literature. That how Gita is a very, very special book. And that's why we'll find that people from all walks of life, whether it's a politician, it's a sociologist, it's a philosophers, it's a scientist, everyone you'll find, all the major philosophers, scientists, etc., they have all great appreciation for Bhagavad Gita. So that's the beauty of the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Okay. And because Bhagavad Gita is not an ordinary book, it is being spoken by Bhagavan, Krishna, Supreme Person, the Supreme God, which the different religions calls with the different names. So Bhagavan is the one who is having all these 6 opulences. So because it is being spoken by the Supreme Bhagavan. Now let us move ahead. So now, what is the password? How we can understand the Bhagavad Gita? Okay. So this is also spoken in the Bhagavad Gita itself. Krishna himself is telling to Arjuna that how we can understand the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So this is a shloka. I will try, like if one of you can also recite after me this shloka, okay? So Nitesh, can you recite after me? I will once recite, then you can also recite after me this shloka. Actually.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha.
Idam tu te guhyatamam.
Idam tu te guhyatamam.
Pravakshyami anasuyave.
Pravakshyami anusuyave.
Jnanam vijnana sahitam.
Jnanam vijnana sahitam.
Yajgyatva mokshashe shubhat.
Yajgatva mokshasya shubhat.
Yeah, can you read the translation?
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Arjuna, because you are never envious of me, I shall impart to you this most confidential knowledge and realization, knowing which you shall be relieved of the miseries of material existence."
तो यहाँ पे हम देखते हैं कि कृष्णा इज टेलिंग कि ये जो नॉलेज है ना ये बहुत गुह्य है। गुह्य का मतलब होता है कि वेरी सीक्रेट, कॉन्फिडेंशियल जिसको बोलते हैं। सो इज टेलिंग दैट इदम तुते गुह्यतमम, दैट दिस नॉलेज इज वेरी वेरी सीक्रेट। दिस नॉलेज ऑफ भगवत गीता इज वेरी वेरी कॉन्फिडेंशियल, इट्स अ वेरी ग्रेट सीक्रेट। एंड कृष्णा इज टेलिंग दैट आई एम टेलिंग दिस नॉलेज टू यू बिकॉज यू आर नॉट एनवियस ऑफ मी। एनवियस मतलब कि तुम मुझसे ईर्ष्या नहीं रखते हो, बिकॉज यू आर माई डिवोटी, यू आर नॉट हैविंग एनी काइंड ऑफ envy towards me. That's why I'm revealing this knowledge to you. You know, see, देखो हमारी लाइफ में भी होता है ना, हम किसको अपना सीक्रेट बताते हैं जनरली। नीतीश, आपका कोई सपोज सीक्रेट्स है, सपोज आपके जीवन का, आप किसको बताते हो? किसी प्यारे गहरे फ्रेंड को बताते हो या बहुत क्लोज फ्रेंड को बताते हो?
Close friend को।
हाँ, तो सेम वे कृष्णा इज टेलिंग दैट बिकॉज यू आर माई वेरी क्लोज फ्रेंड, because you don't envy me, you always desire, well, you always desire something good for me. That's why I'm revealing this knowledge to you, Arjuna. Okay, so this is one thing that this knowledge was given to Arjuna because he was not envious of God. In this world, so many people are envious of God, saying that, oh, there's no God, I am God, and like that people are saying, because they don't have love and respect for the God. But Arjuna was having great respect and love for God. That's why Krishna spoke this Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Okay, so this is one thing. And another shloka Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita to me, Sa evayam mayatitya
Sa evaya maya tedya
yoga prokta puratanaha
yoga prokta puratana
bhaktosi me sakha cheti
bhakto asi me sakha cheti
rahasyam hi etad uttamam.
rahasyam he etad uttamam.
So in this shloka, this is from the 4th chapter, third shloka. इसमें भगवान बता रहे हैं कि what is a secret, what is that password. Bhagavad Gita is being protected by the password. So here Krishna is telling that what is the password to understand the Bhagavad Gita. So see what he's telling, read the translation.
That very ancient science of the relationship with the Supreme is today told by me to you because you are my devotee as well as my friend and can therefore understand the transcendental mystery of this science.
So see what यहाँ पे भगवान बता रहे हैं कि I'm telling you this knowledge. Why? Because these two words are very important. See here it says Bhakto si me sakha cheti, because you are my bhakta and you are my sakha. See it says because you are my devotee as well as my friend. Krishna is telling to Arjuna that because you are my friend, you know, and because you are my devotee, that's why I'm telling you rahasya hi etad uttamam. ये जो उत्तम रहस्य है, रहस्य में सीक्रेट है, जो मोस्ट कॉन्फिडेंशियल नॉलेज है भगवत गीता की, ये मैं तुमको दे रहा हूँ क्योंकि तुम मेरे डिवोटी हो, you love me, you have devotion for me, and because you are my friend. So see, this is the qualification to know to understand the Bhagavad Gita. This is the password that if we want to learn Bhagavad Gita, then we have to have love and devotion, and we also have to have 3 things. We need to have love, devotion, and we need to have submissiveness. We have to surrender to Krishna. So we need to have these 3 things. We need to have love, we need to have devotion, and we need to have surrender, the mood of surrendering or mood of submissiveness to Krishna. then we can understand the Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so we'll discuss one nice story which comes. It comes in one of the literatures called as the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was Krishna himself, who also came some 500 years back. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Krishna himself, and he was the one who started this propagation of chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. तो चैतन्य महाप्रभु एक बार साउथ इंडिया में गए थे, और वहां पे एक बहुत फेमस प्लेस है साउथ इंडिया में, उसको बोलते हैं श्रीरंगम. आपने सुना होगा ना, जहाँ पे त्रिची है, NIT त्रिची. तो वहां पे बहुत बड़ा टेम्पल है. इट इज लाइक एशियाज बिगेस्ट टेम्पल. आई थिंक सेकंड बिगेस्ट टेम्पल ऑफ एशिया इज इन दैट प्लेस, श्रीरंगम. इट्स अ वेरी बिग टेम्पल देयर. उसको बोलते हैं रंगनाथ. देयर इज अ वेरी फेमस लॉर्ड कॉल्ड एज रंगनाथ. तो इट्स कॉल्ड एज द श्रीरंगम प्लेस. तो एक बार चैतन्य महाप्रभु जब साउथ में विजिट कर रहे थे, तो देन ही वेंट टू दैट प्लेस. एंड वहां पे उन्होंने क्या देखा ना, कि वहां पर एक देयर वाज वन ब्राह्मणा. देयर वाज वन ब्राह्मणा, देयर वाज वन सेंट, and he was having a copy of Bhagavad Gita in his hand, and he was trying to read the Bhagavad Gita. He was trying to recite the shlokas. जैसे भी हमने श्लोकास को रिसाइट करने का कोशिश किया, वैसे वो भी ट्राई कर रहा था श्लोकास को रिसाइट करने का. So and what happened ना, he was not able to pronounce properly. उसको बहुत अच्छे से संस्कृत और इंग्लिश नहीं आता था, संस्कृत नहीं आता था, तो वो बहुत अच्छे से श्लोकास को प्रोनाउंस नहीं कर पा रहा था. कुछ टूटी फूटी लैंग्वेज में वो पढ़ पा रहा था ना. But on his face there was a very great smile. He was, it was very much visible that he was having great happiness. He was finding great happiness while reading the Bhagavad Gita. So तो उसको आसपास में बहुत सारे और भी जो लोग थे, वहां पे मंदिर के बहुत सारे जो पंडित लोग थे, अलग ब्राह्मण थे, वो लोग भी देख रहे थे, और वो सब लोग हंस रहे थे कि अरे देखो, इसको संस्कृत भी नहीं पढ़ना आता है, ऐसे ही रीडिंग कर रहा है. बट चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने देखा कि ये बहुत हैप्पी है, इवन तो ये थोड़ा टूटा फूटा रिसाइट कर रहा है, बट बहुत हैप्पी है. तो चैतन्य महाप्रभु उनके पास में गए, एंड देन ही आस्क्ड हिम that hey, what happened, you are reciting this Sanskrit shlokas, this Bhagavad Gita, and and why you are crying. Actually he was crying also. He was feeling so happiness. कई बार बहुत हैप्पी होते तो भी आंखों से पानी आता है ना, तो he was feeling very great joy, and even tears were coming from his why you are crying like that, and why you are appearing to be so happy. So he told that actually I don't know much Sanskrit, I'm just trying to recite the shlokas because my spiritual master has told me to do that. उसने बोला कि मेरे गुरु ने बोला है कि तुम भगवत गीता को हर दिन रिसाइट करने का कोशिश करो, इसलिए मैं कर रहा हूँ, मुझे भी ज्यादा संस्कृत नहीं आता है. तो then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told her, that is all right, but then why you are crying, why you are having these tears of love, Then he told that actually, whenever I try to take Bhagavad Gita in my hands, and whenever I see this picture of Krishna, that picture you have seen, that how Krishna has become the chariot driver of Arjuna. Arjuna is seated on the chariot and Krishna has become the chariot driver. भगवान सारथी बने अर्जुन के. तो उसने बोला कि जब भी मैं इस पिक्चर को देखता हूँ ना, then my heart becomes so much touched that how much love Krishna is having for his devotee. Krishna is just ready to do anything for the sake of his devotee. So whenever I think about this aspect, then what happens is I become very, very, jolly. I become very, very happy. So, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told that even though you may not know Sanskrit and all, even though you may not be able to properly recite the shlokas, but I will say that the reading of Bhagavad Gita by you is perfect. Because you have come to the right conclusion. चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने बोला कि क्योंकि तुमने गीता को अच्छे से समझ लिया है, क्योंकि इवन तो तुमको अच्छे से संस्कृत नहीं आता, लेकिन तुमने जो गीता का जो मेन चीज है वो तुमने समझ लिया, लाइक दैट. Why? Because this Brahmana was having love and affection for Krishna. So see, this is the secret, that if you want to understand Gita, see, this Brahmana was not very learned. उसको बहुत संस्कृत नहीं आता था, उसको सारे श्लोकास नहीं आते थे. But he understood that how Krishna is the supreme Lord and how Krishna is having great love for his devotees. So he understood that aspect. And that is the main essence of the literatures. That is the main essence of the Bhagavad Gita. Indeed, the whole Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Krishna, understanding the difficult situation of Arjuna. So this is the thing, that this is a secret, that if you want to understand Gita, then we need to have love and devotion. अभी बहुत सारे लोग होंगे, बहुत सारे scholars होंगे जिनको संस्कृत पूरा आता है, जिन्होंने सारे श्लोकास भी पढ़ लिए होंगे, लेकिन they may not be able to have love and devotion for Krishna. So then the study of the Bhagavad Gita will not be, much useful. So इसलिए इंडिया में भी आप देखोगे कि बहुत सारे लोग हैं जिन्होंने गीता के बारे में जानते हैं, संस्कृत भी बता सकते हैं, बहुत सारे श्लोकास भी बता सकते हैं, लेकिन उनको they don't have much faith upon Krishna, they don't have much faith upon the knowledge given in the Bhagavad Gita. So then their study of Bhagavad Gita is not very fruitful. It is just like, कई बार क्या होता है ना, आपने देखा होगा कि जैसे सपोज आपके पास में एक बॉटल है जिसके अंदर में हनी पड़ा है, और आपने देखा होगा कि उसके बाहर के बाद चींटियां आ जाती है बाहर, और वो ट्राई करती है उसको चूसने के बाहर से. चींटियां, या सपोज कर लो कोई फ्लाई है, हनी बी है, तो वो कितना भी ट्राई करेगी बट उसको टेस्ट नहीं मिलेगा बिकॉज बॉटल बंद है। तो सेम है जो भगवत गीता है उसका जो नॉलेज है वो बंद है, उसके लिए पासवर्ड क्या है? लव एंड डिवोशन। तो किसी के पास अगर लव एंड डिवोशन नहीं है कृष्णा के लिए तो वो उस भगवत गीता की नॉलेज को टेस्ट नहीं कर पाएगा। So on the contrary, this Brahmana, even though he was not having that knowledge and he was not so learned, but he was able to understand the Bhagavad Gita because of his love, devotion, and his submissiveness to Krishna. So this is the important password, okay? And the same way this story also we know na, हमने last time भी एक बार बताया था आपको, right, ना, that how this is another story which comes na, that how one time Arjuna and Duryodhana also went to ask Krishna for the help. I think last time मैंने शायद बताया था आप लोगों को वाला story, right, ना? So they wanted to get some assistance in the war, and then they asked that, they asked Krishna that, so we know that how uh, Krishna gave two options. Krishna ने बोला था कि या तो तुम मेरे नारायण की सेना को ले सकते हो या फिर तुम मुझे ले सकते हो. And then we find out how Arjuna chose Krishna. And Duryodhana, he was very happy to get the Narayani Sena. And why it is so? Because Arjuna understood that how Krishna is the supreme person, and if we will have Krishna in our life, then we will be always very happy. So see, that is the meaning of love and devotion. Duryodhana, he was interested in the property of Krishna. He was not interested in Krishna because he was not having any love and devotion for Krishna. On the other hand, we find out how Arjuna was having great love and devotion for Krishna. That's why he chose to have Krishna in his life. So this is from that episode also we have taken out, but time is not there, so we will not do. That's why it is very important in our life that to whom we are getting attracted. Are we getting attracted towards the property of the Lord, or we are becoming attracted towards loving and serving the Lord? See, देखो आप example जैसे इसमें बता रखा है, we know about Ravana. So रावण ने क्या किया था? उन्होंने सीता मैया को, he stole Mother Sita. Why? Because he wanted to enjoy with Mother Sita. So he wanted to enjoy the property of Lord Ram. Sita Maya was the property of Lord Ram. And because he wanted to enjoy it, what happened? He became, he invited his own destruction. On the contrary, we find out how Hanumanji was always trying to serve Lord Ram. And Hanumanji was the one who has united Sita Maya with Lord Ramchandra. So this is the meaning of a devotee, that one who has love and devotion for Krishna, he is always trying to serve Krishna. Whereas on the other hand, somebody who has no love and devotion for Krishna like Ravana, he always tries to exploit the property of the Lord. So if we want to understand the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, then we also need to have love and devotion for Krishna. That's a thing, So this is the main password. If you want to learn Bhagavad Gita, that we have to understand. We should have love and devotion for Krishna, and we should also have submissiveness, understanding that how we are very insignificant. See, we are very small, tiny creatures. Anytime anything can happen to us, and what is the value of our existence? On the contrary, we find out how Krishna is the supreme person. So God is great. You will find this wonderful creation which is coming up. Everything is coming from the supreme God. So if you understand that how God is so big and we are so small, so when we understand that thing, then we can be humble. Then we can take shelter of God in our life actually. So like that, we have to be humble to understand that how we are very insignificant, and we need to have knowledge given by the God also in our life to be able to do something good for our life. So with that submissiveness, we will be able to understand Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So here are now, यहाँ पे थोड़ा हमने कुछ चीजें mention कर रखी हैं. These three things we wanted to discuss more. So another 10 minutes we will take, and then we will discuss. This is about requirements for understanding the Bhagavad Gita. Okay, what are the requirements? Like, see, first thing is the Bhagavad Gita real or symbolic? So see, यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है, see what this fellow is telling. We don't have to see what he's telling. Bhagavad Gita is a historical dialogue between Lord Krishna and Arjuna that happened at Kurukshetra 5,000 years ago. See, कई लोग बोलते हैं कि भगवद गीता जैसा कुछ, मतलब भगवद गीता कुछ रियल चीज नहीं है. ये जो कुरुक्षेत्र है, महाभारत है, ये सब असली में चीजें नहीं हुई थी. ये सब तो सिंबॉलिक चीजें हैं. मतलब लाइक सम पीपल से दैट हाउ जो भगवद गीता जैसे जो 5 पांडव है वो हमारे 5 सेंसेस को डिनोट करते हैं, और जो कुरुक्षेत्र है वो हमारी बॉडी को डिनोट करता है. एंड लाइक दैट दे गिव सम इंटरप्रिटेशंस टू भगवद गीता दैट हाउ Bhagavad Gita is not a real thing which happened, but it is a symbolic thing. But this is not a fact actually. Bhagavad Gita is a real thing. We find that the Kurukshetra is still there. In it, there is a place called Jyotisar, जहाँ पे वो war हुआ था ना, वो अभी भी यहाँ पर है. So Krishna was there. The place where Bhagavad Gita was spoken was also there, and all these people like Yudhishthir, Bhim, Pandavas, all these people, they were there. So they were not mythologies, but they were the real facts. It's not a mythology actually. And Bhagavad Gita is not symbolic. It's a real thing which happened. It's a real incident, you know. And we have to learn the message. Uh, I think there is some noise coming up. Can all of you mute yourself? Yeah, then it will be good. Thank you. So Bhagavad Gita will find that how it is a real thing which happened. It's not a symbolic thing only. It's a real event which has happened, and these places are also existing. The Kurukshetra war is also existing. सारी चीजें exist करती हैं आप देखोगे तो वो सब it's a real thing which has happened. It's not a symbolic thing, okay? And many people in this world what they are trying to do is वो लोग अपने तरीके से कुछ ना कुछ मीनिंग निकालते हैं गीता का, you know, like many people have written about Bhagavad Gita. Even you will find many of our freedom fighters when they used to be, you know, caught inside the jail, they used to write commentaries on the Bhagavad Gita. तो कई लोगों ने भगवत गीता का सिर्फ जो भगवत ओरिजिनली कृष्णा स्पोक दोस 700 श्लोकास ऑफ भगवत गीता. Now many people they have tried to present those shlokas in their own ways. And see, परंपरा मतलब कि क्या है, जो नॉलेज है उसको एज इट इज आना चाहिए. तो जब उसमें हम कुछ एडल्ट्रेशन करते हैं ना तो उसका इफेक्टिविटी नहीं रहता है उस नॉलेज का. तो इसलिए कई लोगों ने भगवत गीता के बारे में लिखा है, लेकिन उसको पढ़ने से ना तो उनका लाइफ ट्रांसफॉर्म होता है और ना किसी और का लाइफ ट्रांसफॉर्म होता है. If somebody will read properly the message of Bhagavad Gita from a right source, from the right parampara, आपने पढ़ा होगा ना right parampara के बारे में, तो हमारी लाइफ में ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन होगा. You will find that if you are reading from the proper source the Bhagavad Gita, then we will be able to see, we will be able to develop good qualities in our life. We will also become selfless. We will also try to become well-wishers of others, and we will also try to become honest. Our life will also become regulated. We will also not be much inclined to do sinful activities. So this is the power of the true message which comes, you know. So many people have written Bhagavad Gita, but those Bhagavad Gitas are still lying in the libraries, and only dust is happening upon them. But it was one very great saintly person in the recent times called Swami Prabhupada, who wrote Bhagavad Gita as it is. He presented the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, and just after his presenting Bhagavad Gita to the whole world, many people, many Europeans, Westerners, they started coming to India, and they became devotees of Krishna. Now, you know, this chanting of Hare Krishna mantra, you will be surprised to know that there are more than 10 lakh people all across the globe who are everyday chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day, you know, daily. It's a very wonderful effort actually. Every day if you can chant, na, I always say to the students that just for 5-6 months you try. Chant every day Hare Krishna mantra just for 10-15 minutes, whatever you are doing now. Gradually you can try to raise it also as per your convenience. Then you will be able to see great change in your own life. So this is the beauty of the message of the Bhagavad Gita, that if it is presented in a pure way as it is without any adulteration, then you will find that it can really bring a lot of transformation. So Bhagavad Gita is not symbolic, it is a real thing which has happened. And second thing is it a mythology or a historical account? So this thing I think we discussed one time. कि जो ब्रिटिशर्स आए थे उन लोगों ने इसको एज अ माइथोलॉजी पोर्ट्रे किया था ना. यहाँ पे मैंने एक स्टेटमेंट डाला है मैक्स मुलर का. I think last time also we have discussed. 1876 Max Muller, he has written to one of his friends. You see what he has written? One of you will like to read this? Chirag maybe. I don't know who all are there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Chirag, can you read this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
India is much riper for Christianity than Rome or Greece were at the times of St. Paul. He added that he would not like to go to India as a missionary because that would make him dependent on the government. His preference was that I should like to live for 10 years quietly and learn the language, try to make friends, and then see whether I was fit to take part in a work by means of which the old mischief of India, priestcraft, could be overthrown and the way opened for the entrance of simple Christian teaching.
Yeah. So as I told you, no, that how when the Britishers they came, when the Christians they came, they also wanted to convert the people and they wanted to destroy the faith of the Indians from their Sanatana Dharma. So that's why this Max Muller, you know, he tried to learn the Sanskrit and then he portrayed all our Vedic literatures in the way of mythologies. So, but actually these are not mythologies. Even you will find, I can show you one video maybe. You know, these things existed. Arka existed. You know, there's one researcher called as the Dr. Rao. Maybe I can show you that video. अभी recently की बात है, कुछ समय पहले ही, you know, there's a researcher called as, you know, Rao. तो ये जो आपका गुजरात का एरिया है ना, वहाँ पे द्वारका एग्जिस्ट किया करती थी. तो उन्होंने खुदाई किया वहाँ पे पानी के अंडर में, you know, and they found that there was a proper fortress system. I can show you that video that came in the discovery also. Just give me a minute. I think some of you might have seen it earlier also. This is a very famous thing. The entire thing came about how Dwarka existed. Just a minute. Yeah. So here is that video. This came on this thing. डिस्कवरी ऑल्सो पूरा जो पूरा सिटी का डिस्क्रिप्शन था द्वारका सिटी का, कैसे द्वारका सिटी में क्या क्या कैसे सिस्टम से वो सब उसमें बता रखा है इन्होंने.
Once upon a time, an ancient
Is the video visible to you and audio?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Indian legend begins. There was a city called Dwarka, a city so wondrous and beautiful that Hindu scriptures describe it as a fairy tale kingdom.
Prasad Lakshair Navavir Jushtam. Dwarka boasted 900,000 royal palaces, all constructed with crystal and silver and plenteously decorated with huge emeralds.
So this is the description given in the Mahabharata, that there were so many palaces, every palace was made up of so many jewels and all. Okay.
The city was filled with birds and bees flying about the parks and pleasure gardens.
Ruling over this magical kingdom was the handsome, generous, and much adored Krishna, the Hindu god of devotion. Dwarka, lying on the western coast of India off the Arabian Sea, is a fishing town, home to 52,000 people. It shares the same name as the legendary magical kingdom described in the ancient Hindu scriptures. But the only similarity between the two today are the thousands of pilgrims who come here to worship Lord Krishna, the Hindu god of devotion. Streets.
View of the...
So he is that researcher, archaeologist, his name is Dr. Rao. So he first of all, he read the description as given in the Mahabharata, that where was the city Dwarka, exact location he tried to find out. And then he tried to have his archaeological survey inside the ocean, in that Bay of Gujarat. And, miraculously he was able to find out the old remnants of that city.
Temple. During what he thought would be a simple excavation, he came upon an amazing discovery. An ancient temple lying intact, just beneath the first one.
Then we started digging further deeper in order to know if there are earlier temples.
What he found was layer upon layer of temples, built one on top of the next. 3 millennia of history in just 100 feet of soil. But it was beneath the last temple that Rao came across an amazing find that would change his life forever. Shells, pottery shards, and iron artifacts. What appeared to be the remains of a city washed over by the sea. Rao immediately thought of the stories from his childhood. Could these be the remains of the lost city of Dwarka? The answers, Rao believed, lay in the pages of the ancient Hindu scriptures of the Mahabharata. Krishna's Dwarka is only one story in this legendary Hindu epic. Written in the ancient language of Sanskrit, the Mahabharata is the longest poem in the world, and to Hindus as sacred as the Christians' Holy Bible. The story of Krishna ends with his kingdom, the city of Dwarka, sinking into the ocean. So, Rao headed for the sea. But finding a lost city at sea would prove to be a challenge.
But the whole question was where to look for this submerged city of Dwarka. I mean, in the sea you are not sure where to find it.
Rao began randomly searching areas close to the coast of modern-day Dwarka. first, it proved harder than he had envisioned. Divers wrestled with the strong currents of the Arabian Sea and murky waters. But his efforts soon paid off. Not far off the coast to present-day Dwarka, Rao and the divers stumbled upon a discovery even greater than he had imagined.
On the fourth day, we found these blocks of stones used for construction.
70 feet beneath the waves lay the remains of what appeared to be an underwater metropolis. Massive sandstone walls, streets with cobbled stones, a drainage system, and a huge gate all pointed to a large city. Thousands of three-holed anchors, identical to those found in Cyprus and Syria from the same time period, implied a bustling port. Rao then followed the trail of ruins to an island located 19 miles out to sea. It was here, not far from modern civilization, that Rao came across another discovery. Standing in plain sight for centuries were the remains of a walled structure.
First we saw what was on the shore, and that was a small bit of the big fortification. And as we went further up, we came across that 550-meter long wall.
Rao's discoveries became a lifelong mission. Over the next 8 years, his excavations eventually uncovered the remains of a sprawling city of around 10,000 people. It had obviously been an international port, and the man-made fortifications appeared to be a protection against both man and the sea. One day, while sifting through the muddy silt from the ocean floor, Rao found what he'd been searching for. A carved seal with the imprint of a three-headed animal. For Rao, this was the missing link between the myth and the reality. For in the Mahabharata, this seal is described in the exact same way. Known as a mudra, it is an identification card carried by residents of Krishna's Dwarka.
It says it is the duty of the guard to see that every citizen carries a mudra.
For Rao, the mudra established irrefutably that the Mahabharata and the story of Dwarka was not a myth, but an ancient historical record of events.
Okay, so we find, you see, they're also finding now that it confirms with what is being spoken in the Mahabharata actually. So we already know that these things are not the histories, but they're not the mythologies, but they are the histories. See the meaning of Puran. Puran का मतलब होता है कि पुराने की कथाएं, जो असली में happenings हुई हैं. So actually that is how we find, see that he told about it, mudra, na? It was matching the exact description which is given in the Mahabharata, which used to be there in the people of when Krishna ruled that place. So see, they are not the mythologies. The point is that they really existed. The Mahabharata actually existed. Krishna was actually there, and Bhagavad Gita was also spoken. And you see the beauty of Bhagavad Gita that since that time this book is coming, we don't hear of any other book coming like that. People write some books, they remain for some time, and then people forget about them. So many people came and gone. Shakespeare came, he wrote so many books. Now nobody, very hardly few people know about them. But the beauty of what Krishna gave, the Bhagavad Gita, it is still continuing. It is touching the life of so many people. So this is very important to understand that how they are the real events which happened, and Bhagavad Gita is also a real thing, and it's a proper knowledge coming from the Supreme God Himself. And if we will simply take this knowledge and try to apply it in our life, then we will be able to derive all the great benefits. So this is another thing which is very important to understand before we get into learning Bhagavad Gita. See, these are the places which are there. If you go to Kurukshetra, these are still the places, This is a tree. This is a place called Gita Updesh Sthal, Jyotisar, jahan pe bataya gaya tha. That's how. This is the second thing. And the third thing which we want to discuss is the goal of Bhagavad Gita, you see. So, कई लोग हैं जो भगवद गीता पढ़ते हैं, बहुत से लोग हैं भगवद गीता को सुनते पढ़ते हैं, and many people they say sometimes they say that the goal of Bhagavad Gita is meant to help us become a good patriot. एक अच्छा राष्ट्रभक्त बनना goal है. या फिर many people say that, oh, after reading Bhagavad Gita, we should become a good social welfare worker, or we should become a good, family person, or we should become a good, cricketer. So actually, that is not the goal of reading Bhagavad Gita. The goal of reading Bhagavad Gita is being spoken by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita himself. See, this is the shloka which comes. Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam sharanam raja ham tam sarva papibhyo mokshishami ma sucha. So Krishna speaks to Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita that, my dear Arjuna, how we should surrender everything to Krishna. So after reading Bhagavad Gita is not meant for becoming a Sanskrit scholar or to become a very good patriot. Actually, all those things can happen. But the most important purpose of Bhagavad Gita is that after reading Bhagavad Gita, one should become a devotee of Krishna. That should happen. One should understand the position of Krishna. One should understand the position of one's own self. One should understand about the goal of life, which is to become a devotee of God and to develop love for God. So that should happen actually after reading the Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, if somebody has read Bhagavad Gita, he knows about the shlokas, he knows about the all the words, Sanskrit words and all. But if you ask him that what is the ultimate goal of Bhagavad Gita, then if he does not know that, then that does not make much sense actually. So this is very important to understand that how Bhagavad Gita is a book which can help us to get free from all kinds of miseries of this world, and by becoming connected with Krishna, the Supreme God. So that should be the main goal, which should be kept in the mind while reading the Bhagavad Gita. One should not miss the goal of the Bhagavad Gita. And we know that how Bhagavad Gita is spoken by Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Lord, and different religions are talking about the Supreme God, and that Supreme God is none other than Krishna only, and that is being confirmed by all the great acharyas. If you talk about Madhvacharya, Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all these great saintly people, they have confirmed that Krishna is the Krishna Mande Jagat Guru, that is being spoken, and that comes in the Bhagavad Gita also. Krishna tells to Bhagavad Arjuna, and Arjuna also confirms this, that how Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashwatam Divyam Adi Devam Ajam Vibhum. So see, many people they think that Krishna was a very great politician or he was a very great man, but many people they don't accept Krishna as a supreme God. But actually Krishna is a supreme God, and there are so many pastimes ना, like आपने सुना होगा कि कैसे एक बार कृष्णा ने अपने माउथ में यशोदा को पूरा यूनिवर्स दिखाया था. Same way, this is the photo of the Virat Rupa. On the battlefield, one of the times Krishna showed this Vishwarup Darshan to Arjuna and all the people. So actually Krishna was the God. Krishna, at the age of 7 years, he was able to lift the Govardhan. So Krishna was always God, right from the childhood. Many people they say that we can become God by doing meditation and all. No, God is always God. When Krishna was in the lap of the mother, that time also he was God, and later on we find that he was God actually. So Krishna was not simply a famous politician or a famous person, but he is a supreme God that one should understand when we are trying to learn Bhagavad Gita, and even at least theoretically we should accept that Krishna is a supreme person. Then only the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita will make sense for ourselves. Because the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is not a relative knowledge. You will find the knowledge of Gita is not changing. It's absolute knowledge which is coming. On the contrary, we find that many scientific theories have come and gone. So many scientific theories, because they are based upon the Pratyaksha Praman and the Anuman Praman, they keeps getting modified, updated. But on the contrary, the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is coming as it is. You'll never hear the version of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Gita version 1800, Bhagavad Gita version 2021. No, Bhagavad Gita, the same shlokas are there. So if somebody will properly learn the meaning of the shlokas from proper source, then one will be able to see transformation in one's life. And this is the last thing. What is the relevance of Bhagavad Gita for today? You see here, you will find that today also many people are, this Albert Einstein says, when I read the Bhagavad Gita and reflect about how God created this universe, everything else seems so superfluous. So Einstein was a great fan of Bhagavad Gita. Mahatma Gandhi, he says, he says this thing. When doubts haunts me or disappointment stares me at the face and there's no ray of hope at the horizon, I turn to Bhagavad Gita. So likewise, you'll find that many people, they have great appreciation for Bhagavad Gita and how it is relevant in our life. You see, in the modern times, हमने बहुत सारा advancement तो किया, technological advancement. Now we have best of the gadgets, we have best of the cars and best of the facilities to give comfort to our body and mind. But in spite of having all these things, we find that the life of the modern man has not become very happy. People are having a lot of stress, depression, anxiety. They're not able to choose what to do, what not to do. Why it is so? Because these technological things cannot help us to solve the real problems of our life. So still people are dying. See, now this corona came, so many people, they died actually. The vaccine came so late and people were just helpless. Even though we had the best of the hospitals, the best of the doctors, the best of the gadgets, still you'll find that we were simply helpless in front of the nature. This coronavirus, a small virus came and no, nobody could stop the death of so many people. So this is an important thing to understand that how these are some of the very these are some of the very important questions of life, that why we have to die, how we can stop this death, how can we stop this old age, and how we can get out the sufferings which we have to bear in this material world. So the Bhagavad Gita is having answer to all these questions of our life. So if we properly learn Bhagavad Gita in our life from a right source, then we'll be able to have a very wonderful life. We'll be able to have a meaningful life, a goal oriented life, a life of proper meaning. So that's why Bhagavad Gita is very relevant. And I will just show you a small clip how our Prime Minister Narendra Modi is a very great appreciator of Bhagavad Gita. He's very boldly claiming everywhere that how this is something which he wants to share with the whole world. Okay, so I've just included a small clip of him from the PPT. You can just see it, and then we will end this presentation. Okay, just give me a minute. Yeah. Okay. Screen is visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here is a small clip of my
साथियों गीता
he's telling that what are the great things about Bhagavad Gita.
साथियों गीता धर्म ग्रंथ तो है पर ये जीवन ग्रंथ भी है। हम किसी भी देश के हो, किसी भी पंथ के मानने वाले हो, पर हर दिन समस्याएं घेरती रहती हैं। हम जब भी वीर अर्जुन की तरह अनिर्णय के दोराहे पर खड़े होते हैं तो श्रीमद् भगवद गीता हमें सेवा और समर्पण के रास्ते इन समस्याओं के हल दिखाती है। अगर आप एक विद्यार्थी हैं और अनिर्णय की स्थिति में है, आप किसी देश के राष्ट्राध्यक्ष हैं या फिर मोक्ष की कामना रखने वाले आप योगी हैं, आपको अपने हर प्रश्न का उत्तर श्रीमद् भगवद गीता में मिल जाएगा। मैं तो मानता हूं कि गीता मानव जीवन की सबसे बड़ी मैनुअल बुक है। जीवन की हर समस्या का हल गीता में कहीं न कहीं मिल जाता है। और प्रभु ने तो स्पष्ट कहा है, परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे। मतलब दुष्टों से, मानवता के दुश्मनों से धरती को बचाने के लिए प्रभु की शक्ति हमारे साथ हमेशा रहती है।
So like that we find that how he also has a great appreciation for Bhagavad Gita, because indeed he shares that this is the best gift I can give for anyone. When he went to Japan, he gifted the Japanese king the same Bhagavad Gita actually. So likewise we'll find out how Bhagavad Gita has been appreciated by so many people, and Bhagavad Gita is the most important thing is the knowledge which is contained in the Bhagavad Gita can help us to become free from all kinds of problems of life. This repetition of birth, old age, disease, and death, and we can have a very happy, peaceful life by the message of reading the message of Bhagavad Gita. And the password for learning Bhagavad Gita is these two things: devotion for God and submissiveness. Understanding that we are very small in front of the gods. So if we have these two qualities of love, devotion, and submissiveness, then we can understand the message of Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Just like Arjuna was having. Arjuna was made the recipient of Bhagavad Gita because of these qualities, because he was a friend of Krishna, he was having love for Krishna, he was having devotion for Krishna, and he was ready to hear the message from Krishna and apply in his life. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. And we really enjoyed this session. And as you told that the spirit of understanding Bhagavad Gita lies in that devotion, and at that verse, Sarv Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Shanam Raja. So thank you so much, sir. We always love your company and would like to have more and more of your association. I hope they all have also enjoyed. And I know they may have many questions to ask, but before that, I want to make some important announcements. So first of all, sir, let me tell you, you'll be very pleased to know that all these students who have been coming in our sessions, they have liked the Hare Krishna tunes and all that we had shared with them. And even in Parivartan, we had played a music clip for them of Hare Krishna, and they had liked it very much. So as per their request, we had received a large number of requests for sending these tunes to them. And that's why today, before starting the session, we had played a very wonderful tune of Hare Krishna. So likewise, we'll be playing this wonderful tunes, melodious, different tunes before the start of each session. And you all can come 10 minutes prior and you can relish all this beautiful music and with a touch of devotion. And with just a minute, I'll just share one more thing. Yeah, so as per all your requests, we have made this folder called as Melodious Kirtans in a very wonderful folder named Spiritual Nectar. So we'll be putting up some wonderful spiritual materials here, and this is one of the folders called Melodious Kirtans. So here you have access to all these kirtans here. These are wonderful tunes tinged with devotion, and they are really melodious to listen to. So you can, whenever you get free time, you may listen to them and you can relish and enjoy and develop devotion for Krishna. Just like Sir told, you can have that password through these kirtans. Also, and now I think Aman is there. Aman, are you there?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Aman?
sir. I'm here.
Yeah. No, actually not you, Aman. I'm talking about Aman Kumar. He's the second year student who is one of the.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. So, Aman, just like it's now time to finally reveal one of the most important announcements. And sir, let me tell you that in Parivartan, just like you told at the starting of this session, that they all had produced such wonderful videos and essays and paintings. So our panel of judges also had a hectic time to decide who actually deserved the prize. Indeed, they were saying that actually it's really very difficult to choose the top two, but still, because we had to choose top two, we chose top two. But there were other beautiful and wonderful entries. Some of them really stood out from the crowd, but we could not acknowledge them in Parivartan because of time reasons. We were bound by time. But today we want to acknowledge all of them. So Aman, can you just share the PPT with us? We'll just announce all those wonderful names.
Yeah. Yes, sir, I'm saying. So is it visible, sir?
Yeah, just a minute. Yeah, now it's visible. All right. You can start, Aman.
Okay, thank you.
So this is the collection of wonderful entries that we had in the Parivartan competition. All right. So the first event was painting, right, Aman?
Yes, sir. The first event was
So the best paintings are these.
So this
And you'll be amazed to see these paintings. Ritik Vadasen made a very wonderful painting of Bal Gopal of stealing butter, and Deepak has made a very good, very nice painting of Krishna playing on the flute with Radha and Krishna. So, sir, would you like to say something on this?
Oh, very beautiful, amazing actually. Beautiful, especially this Deepak has made really very good painting. Good. You can use your talents further also for some other good pictures.
Yeah. So these were very wonderful paintings, and the judges were in awe of their skills. So thank you so much, Ritik and Deepak, for your wonderful artwork. Yeah, moving ahead, Aman. Yeah, best.
Yeah, these are the best.
So these were one of the most wonderful PPTs. Indeed, from the cover page itself, we can see how much the team had put on their efforts and endeavors, and they had received the best prize, the best PPTs prize. So Shubham Kashyap and team, they had done it on reincarnation, and Anupesh and team had put up on importance of spiritual life. These were very wonderful PPTs, and the judges really enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Shubham Kashyap and team, and Anupesh and team. Also, Abhishek and team made the PPT of importance of saintly association, and the judges also loved it a lot. Shivansh and team prepared learning from the 3 lives of King Bharat. That was really wonderful. Actually, all of them were made on the basis of 3 lives of Bharat, but he had put that as a cover page, and that also was very much appreciated. Ritik Vaidasen and team also had made a wonderful PPT about Bharat Maharaj, and the same goes for Ayush Mishra and team. And everyone's content was very much appreciated by the judges, though they were bound to pick up only 2. Okay, Aman, moving ahead, we thank all these participants for putting up their efforts. Pawan and team, yeah, the discover yourself about, so what are we? the theme of soul, the theme of reincarnation, and Shivansh and team learning from the three lives of King Bharat. So these were wonderful,
Yeah.
and judges also were really amazed to see all these things. We really thank these team members and the team leaders for cooperating very wonderfully and putting up these wonderful PPTs. Indeed, they have raised the level of competition from here. In the future also, we'll be having many such competitions, but these they have just defined what would be the benchmark, the trademark of having a good score. So thank you so much, all the participants. I would really like to congratulate all of you on behalf of all the judges and all the panel and myself as well. I really appreciate. Yeah, Aman, can we move ahead?
Yeah.
The best essays. We could give prize only to two, but the judges really liked the essays of these people: Deepak Kumar, Kartike Sati, Ritik Vajasen, Divyanshu Agarwal, Aditya Raj Pandey, Chirag Srivastav, Amit Kumar, Ayush Gupta, Kartik Khandelwal, Nitendra Singh, Nitesh Yadav, Pranal Wankhede, and Utkarsh Sharma. These were some of the best entries, and let me tell you, the judges were thinking, are really were they really written by these people? It was really hard to believe that these were written by some young people who had just attended the Discover Yourself course. They could write such heartwarming note about the transformation they had achieved in their life, which was so touching to read, expressing their gratefulness and expressing their thankfulness, their joy that they had received after attending the Discover Yourself course. Thank you so much, all these wonderful participants, for your best essays, which stood out from the crowd. Thank you very much. We hope you continue writing all the wonderful articles in service of Krishna. So thank you so much. Yes, Aman, can we move ahead?
Yeah, that's it.
The best videos. Yes, we could give prize only to two, as I said earlier, but Nitesh, I think we had given prize to Nitesh and Chirag, but Nitesh, Chirag, Kartike, Divyanshu, Sahil, all had prepared very wonderful videos, and the judges really had a tussle of time to decide कि इनमें से कौन सा two हम choose करें, कौन सा दो choose करें, and I think we have one video here which we can play.
Yeah, we can play, sir.
Yeah.
If you have some announcements more, you can do that first, and then maybe you can play.
All right. All right. So yeah, thank you, sir. So moving ahead, we have one more event. As we had communicated earlier, Aman, can we move ahead right now? Yeah, we
Yeah, yeah.
chanting toppers. So yesterday we had communicated, sir, like you told that we can give one semester to chanting every day for 10 to 15 minutes. And these boys have really worked hard. They have been sincere and they have chanted every day for the past 1 week as per their desire, and they have been very consistent in all these sessions also, sir. So Kartik, Nitesh, Shubham, Ujjwal, Deepak, Nitendra, Utkarsh, Kundan, Shivansh, Aditya, Ayush, Avinash, Sachin, Divyanshu, Abhishek. Thank you all. You all are the weekly chanting toppers. And sir, would you like to say something about these boys? They have been chanting very consistently.
Oh, very, very happy to see all of them. Kartik, Nitesh, Shubham, Ujjwal, Deepak, Nitendra, Utkarsh, Kundan, Shivansh, Aditya, Ayush, Avinash, Sachin, Divyanshu, Abhishek. I really want to thank all of you. I'm very sure that if you will consistently chant like this, na, you yourself will be able to see a very great difference in your own life. Just like you see, friends, suppose आपको भूख लगा है, जैसे अभी lunch का time हो गया, I think I'm very sure many of you will be rushing for your lunch now. So when you feel hungry, then as soon as you take food, nobody needs to give you a certificate that, oh, your belly is now filled. You automatically find yourself satisfied. Same way, if we really want to experience the spiritual life, then we have to do chanting. If we will do this thing in our life, we ourselves will feel a great satisfaction. Nobody else will need to give us a certificate. You yourself will be able to inspire to chant more and more actually. It's very wonderful that daily you are chanting. Very, very wonderful. Very, very happy.
Yeah.
This is a way, chanting is a way by which we can cultivate our love and devotion. This is a way by which we can, show our devotion to Krishna. As we discussed, that we need to have devotion to understand Bhagavad Gita. So very nice, very happy to see that all of you are chanting daily. And I request everyone that all of you please make a priority. Best time is to chant in the morning. And I got to know that your seniors are taking so much efforts to arrange for you Zoom chanting also. So take full advantage of that. If all of you can chant every day, it will be very wonderful. And I request all of you, if you can every week show this, toppers list, in the Sunday sessions, so that
Yes, sir.
all of you will be inspired.
Yeah, we are planning. In fact, I'll tell you, yesterday only we had announced this, that every week we'll be declaring the weekly chanting toppers, and every month those who will be consistently there on the weekly chanting toppers list and would eventually become the monthly chanting toppers, they will be receiving exciting prizes from our side also.
Oh, wonderful. Very wonderful.
Yes, sir.
Very wonderful.
Yes. And one more thing, sir, actually, regarding the videos that we had discussed in the previous slide, those 5 videos and some, I think, yeah, the 5 videos that were there, they have been uploaded on YouTube also, because they were really wonderful to see. And if any one of you would like to see, they are available on YouTube. Let me just share my screen. I'll just share. Give me a minute. All right, so this is our YouTube channel, and you can see we have uploaded the videos of Nitesh, of Karthike, and of Aditya, of Divyanshu, of Chirag. So all these wonderful videos have been uploaded for everyone to see. So you all are welcome, most welcome to see and experience the talent that these all young people are possessing. And indeed, these videos were so wonderful. So thank you so much, all these participants. And lastly,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
I was just telling that these videos were really very good, especially the content was also very good. I could see that Nitesh and Karthik here, 2-3 of those which you have shared with me, I could see the content wise also. They have grasped all the important aspects of that presentation. That I think he presented about Bhagavan, one of you, I think Karthik here mostly. And Nitesh presented about the science of soul. So I could say that they have captured the main points. So this is very wonderful to see that they are having this good talent also. So thank you for this talent. And just to before I just forgot one thing maybe. So as we sum up, that if we want to understand Gita, then we have to have love and devotion and submissiveness actually. So how we can cultivate that in our life? This is a way. We have to, if we will chant daily, every day, and if you can keep hearing more and more this knowledge. Now you see, I can assure you, like you see, like all of you have attended this 7-session workshop. It was like 1 hour every session, which means something like 7 hours. And then you had a Parivartan program, which was I think for how many hours, Gaurav? 4-5 hours? 5 hours. So you see 7 hours for that device workshop, and then be 5 hours for Parivartan. So just in this 12 hours, you can, I'm very sure that you must be able to see that how you have gained tremendously in terms of your knowledge, in terms of your understanding. And see, when we have this kind of knowledge, when we have this kind of SQ part in our life, then we will be able to see life in a very positive manner. We'll be able to deal with the different situations of life also in a very wonderful way. So the carry home message from my side today from this session, which we discussed, is that we have to cultivate devotion and we have to cultivate submissiveness to Krishna. And it is possible if we chant every day and if we try to learn this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So all of you can try to come for the weekly sessions, and I think your seniors are also taking for you 2 times in a week some study circles where they will to discuss some very wonderful things from the Bhagavad Gita. So if you will do that, then you will be able to cultivate more and more devotion. And then you surely will be able to understand and gain tremendously from Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
And just one last announcement from our side. We had formed a team of the core boys who were showing deep interest, and they were more enthusiastic to learn the art of presenting Discover Yourself and get more trainings on these on these topics. So right now, for the core boys who have been like those who are getting selected for the core team, we'll be having a session at 5:30 p.m. in the evening today. So the link and the details of the meeting will be forwarded to all of you, and this will be the first meeting of the core team, so it will be an extremely important event. Please do make a priority to attend it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are there some questions which I should take?
Yeah. So now if anyone has any question, they can take it. Sir is also readily available to answer all these questions.
And you are also planning to show them this Nitesh Wala video, right now?
Yes, sir.
Maybe I can take question answers for 5-10 minutes. Then you can end with showing that video. Is that okay?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Of course, I would have loved to chant with all of you, but I don't know. You may be getting a little late, but surely please to chant your rounds. Okay, please to chant Hare Krishna. Yeah, I can take some questions if you want to ask. Any questions related to what we discussed within our session?
Yes, sir. I was having a question.
Yeah, Ayush. Yes, Ayush.
Yeah, sir. Like everywhere it is mentioned that cow milk is very holy, and also we have seen that Krishna also, like, he used to drink cow milk, and he was a Gwal basically. So like, isn't it unfair, like taking milk of that, मतलब उस calf, उस बछड़े के हिस्से का milk लेके मतलब पीना, like that is, isn't it unfair and all?
Okay, I think maybe I can just I will answer it maybe. Anyone else has any question related to our discussion today? Maybe we can take it first, then we can come to this question. We would like to give first opportunity to others. If somebody has some questions, you can also put in the chat box if you want. Okay, fine. I think if you have, you can raise your
Sir, I
hands and
have
you can
question.
ask. I think Gyan also wants to ask something. Yeah.
सर
Yeah,
क्या
Gyan.
क्या सर वो
Any
द्वारका
question
वाला
related to today's session?
यस यस सर इसी सेशन के रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन
Okay, fine. You can also put on the chat box if you want, in case if you want. Anyways, so if there's no question, I can take these two questions. One which has been asked by Ayush, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And the other is Karthik has also sent me one message. Okay. So regarding Ayush, your question ना about this cow's milk ना, देखो गाय जो होती है ना, गाय का जो milk sufficiently गाय देती है, तो उसको नेचर ने इस तरीके से बनाया भी है कि कि वो बछड़े को sufficient देने के बाद में भी ह्यूमन बीइंग को दे सकती है एक्चुअली. बट अभी मॉडर्न टाइम्स में क्या होता है कि काउस को बहुत एक्सप्लॉइट किया जाता है इन टर्म्स ऑफ दे आर बीइंग पुट विद सम इंजेक्शंस and that artificially there is a try artificially people are trying to increase their milk producing capability and all those things, because of which what happens is the cow ends up giving very less amount of milk, and they try to avoid bachra taking that milk also. But naturally अगर किसी cow को अच्छे से raise किया जाएगा ना, like I have one person, he has done a lot of research upon these aspects, so he has told that actually how if the cows if जैसे जब गाय को दूधने का टाइम होता है, अगर बछड़े को अच्छे से दूध पीने दिया जाए ना उस समय, तो फिर क्या है, cow becomes very happy and then being a joyful mother, she can give lot of milk. But nowadays what happen, the man wants to exploit more and more, and इसलिए क्या करते हैं, वो करने नहीं देते, cows को पीने नहीं देते, and then the cows are also being put with lot of injections and all, and everyone has become very exploitative in their mentality, greed, so that's why these things are happening. So actually, nature has made a system that how, if the cow is given proper care, then she can provide sufficient for the bachda as well as for the human being actually. So that is how. But in the modern times, it is being not followed properly. Okay, Ayush.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
And Karthik is asking, sir, after reading Bhagavad Gita, actually not interested in having a delicious food. I actually now adjusted with a little bit. Okay. It is not a good question, sir. It is just experience I shared. Okay. Karthik, for your information, of course, Bhagavad Gita tells us that we have to become regulated in our eating. Like, if you want to live a healthy life, if you want to avoid diseases in our life, so we have to, Krishna tells in the Bhagavad Gita that we have to regulate our activities, which means what? We have to take proper rest in the night, we have to eat properly, and we have to do proper work. If we take care of these three aspects, then we will be able to have a healthy body. Okay. So it's not that spiritual life does not mean. I also remember when I was introduced to the spiritual life. So initially I was also thinking that maybe spiritual life means what, you should eat only rukha sukha, you should not take any good delicious items and all, and you can not hear any music and all. But when I was introduced to spiritual life, I found that how spiritual life is a very colorful life. You can have delicious varieties of prasad, you can prepare very nice delicious items, you can offer it to God, and you can honor that prasad, because that also purifies our mind. Whatever food we eat, one of the component also goes to the spiritual acumen, spiritual tissues in our brain. So that's why whatever food we take prasad of the Lord, and we can take, God has given us varieties of items we can take, so we don't have to deprive ourselves from the delicious food, because it's a natural position in the spiritual world. When we live, it's our natural position to dance, to chant, to eat nice food, so we don't have to deprive ourselves, and we can take whatever is required for the body, we can take that much, we can take. Okay, is that okay? You don't have to starve yourself, you can take sufficiently whatever is required for the body, and we can be happy. See, to be happy is a natural state for us. We are Atmas, we are all pleasure seeking. Our real constitutional position is that we are happy. The soul is Satchit Ananda. One of the natures of the soul is it is full of joy. So but the joy should come by connection with the God. So that's why in the Vedic system, the system is that we offer everything, we offer the food items to the God, and then we take the prasad of the Lord, the food offered to the God. So we don't have to deprive ourselves. Krishna does not speak in Bhagavad Gita that you should not take rest, you should not take some good food. Krishna tells that you can take all those things, but in a proper way, in a regulated way. Okay. Yes, sir. But I was just saying that now I am not asakt of it. Yeah. So we don't have to become asakt of it. That is also true. Yes. If Krishna provides us good foods, then we are happy. If sometimes Krishna provides us only dal roti, then also we are happy. That should happen. Okay. Good question. Okay. Any other question? Anyone has? Okay. So very happy to be amongst all of you. I'm really very grateful to all of you that even though you're taking out, even though I got to know that these days because of the online mode, all the students are receiving a lot of assignments and quizzes. Many of our students at IIT Kanpur and IIT BHU were telling us that the teachers are just even I was talking with some of your faculties here in MNIT. We have a doctor Rajesh Srivastava sir in mechanical department. So he was also telling that they're also being forced by the college people to give a lot of assignments and the quizzes because the exams and all format has changed now. So I really appreciate that in spite of all this, so many other challenging situations, all of you are taking out your time to learn this knowledge, to understand this knowledge. And as I mentioned to all of you that how in just a small span of just 12 hours, you see, you'll be able to see that how much you have gained tremendously. And that is going to increase a lot of positivity in your life, a lot of clarity in your life, a lot of focus in your activities. So stay tuned and we'll see. We'll meet you next time. Next time we're going to discuss another important topic. You know? What are the qualities of a uh, true messenger of God or a true guru that we're going to see next time. Okay. Thank you so much. I think I have to leave now.
Yeah.
Gaurav?
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your time. It was really wonderful having you, and thank you all the participants for being there enthusiastically and for all the wonderful questions that you have asked. So until we meet next time, do take very good care of yourselves, keep chanting, and uh, stay in touch.
You're going to show them the video of Nitesh?
Yeah, just a minute. We'll end with this video.
That's a very wonderful video. I think you should show it. You know?
Aman, can we have the video, please?
I will take a leave now. Okay. I have another program. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
You can continue.
Is it visible, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
Does soul really exist? To understand this, let us first understand the basic composition of a living being. A living body is made up of three layers: gross body, subtle body, and the soul. The gross body is made up of five elements, that is earth, fire, water, air, and ether. And the subtle body is made up of ego, mind, and intelligence, while the soul is made up of eternity, knowledge, and bliss. At the time of death, the subtle body and the soul transfers to another gross body, which is why some people are able to retain the memories of their previous life. Let me now show you some scientific proofs that explain that the soul does exist. First is common sense. When someone dies, we see that everyone says that he or she passed away. But the question is, what has passed away? The body is still lying in front of you. Does that make any sense? Yes, that does make sense. Because we are not this body, we are the soul. And once that soul passes away, the body has no value. Second is consciousness. Consciousness means the ability to feel, think, and react to different situations. But these activities can only be done by an alive person. But we see that the body is still there. Then why can't the dead person react? This has a simple explanation. That is, there is something that keeps the body active, and there needs to be something that gives the body the ability to think, will, and react to different situations, without which the body would just be a lump of chemicals. That source is nothing but the soul. The third proof is reincarnation. Researchers have come across many cases where people remember things that they have never experienced before. They also remember people whom they have never met before. And there are instances where people have phobia of things that they have never done before in their lives. And there are some people in this world who are exceptionally good at things without even attempting to learn them. These incidents happen because the soul and the subtle body gets transferred from one gross body to another, and hence keeping the memory of previous life. Now, the next proof is near death experiences or out of body experiences. What are near death experiences? These are the experiences in which some people are clinically declared dead because of not having heartbeat and breathing, but then come back to life. There have been many such cases in which patients undergoing extreme surgeries are declared dead by the doctors, but then come back to life. In one such case, a woman describes how she could get an aerial view of herself when she was declared dead by the doctors and could also hear what they were talking about. There are many other cases around the world where people had these near to death experiences and out of body experiences. All these incidents signify that the soul does exist. And hence, we must all accept that the soul does exist, and we are all stuck in this cycle of birth and death, where the soul changes the gross body based on our desires and karmas, and the only way to get out is by chanting the holy names of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna.
Amazing.
So the video was great.
It is amazing. So I think all of you can also write down how you're feeling about this video on the chat box, and I'll be too much excited and eager to read all of those comments. Pavan has written awesome. Yeah, it was awesome. When I saw it, Ayush has written great. Avinash writing just amazing. Ujjwal is writing amazing. Abhishek is writing wonderful. So when I saw this for the first time, I was really, can someone as young as Nitish can make such a wonderful video? It was such a professional video to see. So thank you so much. Shashank has written very amazing and informative. Yes. So thank you, Nitesh, and thank you all the video makers, Chirag, Karthike, and Divyanshu. We all have uploaded your videos in the YouTube channel. Do check them out. They're also wonderful to watch and wonderful to get information. So thank you, everyone. Until we meet again, do take very good care of yourselves and keep chanting, stay in touch, and be happy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Sir.